Tonight, Ian Thorpe breaks another world record with Grant Hackett on his heels. A Sydney man ruled out as a suspect in the Outback ambush. And Nelson Mandela undergoes treatment for cancer.
With Natalie Barr, this is 7 News.
Good evening. Australian swimmer Ian Thorpe has tonight claimed his 15th world record. He and teammate Grant Hackett battled stroke for stroke in an epic 800-metre final at the World Swimming Championships in Japan. Both beat the old mark, but it's Thorpe who took the gold.
16 laps and Grant Hackett were all that stood in the way of another world. 7 News.
Sydney police have spent the day questioning a man who matched the description of the Northern Territory gunman. He's still in custody tonight, but he's been charged over traffic and drug offences, not over the suspected murder of British backpacker Peter Falconio and the attempted abduction of his girlfriend Joanne Lees.
Police swooped on the yellow utility in Sydney's south.
I'm sure at the shows they're going to be fantastic.
Dean Allen Craig, 7 News.
Stay with us on the late news. Next, Nelson Mandela undergoes treatment for cancer. And a state of emergency around Mount Etna. Building products giant James Hardie is expecting to increase its after-tax profit by $30 million a year. As Kylie Merritt reports, the company has announced a major restructure.
The company is moving its registered office and treasury to the Netherlands to reduce its global tax rate by up to half. Corporate headquarters will remain in Sydney. The move still needs the go-ahead from the courts and shareholders, who will have to exchange their shares, although the value will remain the same. James Hardie hit a record intraday high before closing up 38 cents at $6.18. Vodafone Pacific's earnings for the year to March jumped 60%, with around two-thirds of that coming from its Australian operations. Our third biggest telco now has more than 3 million customers across Australia, New Zealand and Fiji. Looking ahead, the company says a recent restructure should put it in a position to make gains despite an increasingly competitive market. And you've probably heard of the BRW Rich List and the Fortune 500. Well, at the other end of the scale is Forbes magazine's Body Count. Following the most recent staff layoffs at aerospace giant Boeing, the body count has been revised up to just under 484,000 people. That's the number of workers in the US who've lost their jobs during the current economic downturn. Our market lost ground again today. The All Ords off 19 points. The ASX 200 down 20 to close at 3,352. AMP took a tumble, down 41 cents, as did BHP Billiton and plenty of other mining stocks. Telstra is hovering around year lows at $4.97. Our dollar is climbing steadily against the greenback, buying close to 51 US cents, also 63 yen and just under 36 pence. Gold is worth 268 US dollars an ounce, and in Japan the Nikkei has recouped yesterday's major losses to close up over 2%. For more business and finance news, visit i7news.com.au and follow the links to David Koch. Good night.
The mother of an Australian man stabbed to death in East Timor plans to scatter his ashes in Darwin Harbour. 44-year-old Terry Stone, the brother of federal Liberal President Shane Stone, love him. Sports next as the AFL Tribunal gives Daniel Chick the all clear. And the Wallabies leave for South Africa. To AFL and Hawks star Daniel Chick is free to play this weekend after being found not guilty of unduly rough play. But his teammate Adrian Cox wasn't quite so lucky.
It was hardly the most heinous of crimes, but Dustin Fletcher's sly bumping of the post, while Nauru's Jess Sinclair kicked for goal on Sunday, was deemed serious enough for him to be charged by the AFL.
Campaign if we can get a win in South Africa.
Now for a check of the weather. Showers in Brisbane, Sydney and Canberra, early fog clearing in Melbourne, partly cloudy in Adelaide and a fine day ahead in Hobart, Perth, Darwin and the Alice. That's all for 7's Late News. Sunrise is our next bulletin at 6 a.m. I'm Natalie Barr. Good night.